Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young. And we are here to rant and rave. I hope you don't hear them, but why is somebody still shooting off fireworks after you and I heard?
Yeah, we have had it.
Still?
In fact, yes. In fact, my family and I just got home from the beach. Jessica and I are recording late again. And we just got home from the beach, and Dan Tipton was going to take my little Lucy dog for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And they got right down the road, and a guy set off 2 fireworks, and that was it. She wouldn't walk. She wouldn't go. He had to pick her up and carry her home.
Oh. People need to stop it. It's over. 4th of July is over. Stop it.
Well, honestly, I was a little surprised that we didn't have more before the 4th. And then we haven't had as much as in past years after either. We've had just a little bit.
Right.
But I will say the 4th of July, Los Angeles, it's all over social media if you haven't seen it, like all the fireworks.
That time lapse.
Yes, it's stunning, but it literally sounded like a war zone in LA that night.
Yes.
It always does. It sounds like we're in the middle of a war. Like,
yeah.
Not bad. Like maybe it's far away because I've never been in a war, but it just sounds like cannons. And because in Los Angeles, we're so close to Mexico that people can get the big stuff.
The bazookas and the likes.
I mean, big.
Not those bullshit ones that we had as kids. It was like the worm and you lit it and it goes.
Yeah, no.
Those lame
We're
ones.
talking like, we had somebody over near the apartments setting off clearly from their courtyard. And I was like, these are bigger than my hometown's fireworks. Like, they were huge.
It's not okay.
And I'm like,
all right.
Cool. Couple blocks from my house. That's awesome. Because one year we did have a palm tree right outside catch fire.
No.
Because those fronds, those dried fronds, they just, you know.
Holy
But this year, thank goodness, we didn't have anything like that.
For real, though. I know in a lot of areas they ask people, please don't, because of, the fire hazard, right?
I mean, especially out here in LA. I mean, as we were driving to the beach today, Dan Tipton was like, oh, the mountains are getting brown. And I was like, yeah, you know what that means? He goes, fire season. I was like, yep. Because once all that starts drying out, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Seriously.
And now we're, here in Los Angeles, we're hitting our heat wave. By the end of next week, we'll be up in the hundreds.
No, ma'am, I can't. I'm not going to leave the house. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to look at anyone. I'm not kidding. I'm not going to leave.
It's so hot.
I will buy one of those like extra large kiddie pools and I will fill it up if I have to and I will sit in it. And I'm not joking.
I mean, you got to become friends with somebody that's got a pool. That's always the goal, right?
Seriously.
But also, though, when it is that hot in the middle of the day, you just can't be out. Well, no. I can't. I'm burned to a crisp.
But also, no, you cannot. And I don't think they advise you to, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Phoenix in the height of
oh, no,
heat?
I wouldn't.
There's not a person on the street.
One time. Vegas when it was 112, and I was like, never again. Never again.
Yeah.
You couldn't walk out for 5 seconds before you were drenched.
No, you absolutely could not.
And it's a dry heat. So that's like real sweat. It's not like humidity. That's just
dry
really your body on fire.
Dry. Heat is heat. Hot is hot. Can't take your skin off.
Oh my God. I got so spoiled. In the Midwest, everybody has air conditioners and it's always 100 degrees. It feels like 100 degrees outside because it's so humid and sticky. And then inside, it's like a blizzard. So like when I go back home to visit family, I have to wear a coat inside every store and my dad and sister's houses. Like they make fun of me. I borrow a hoodie from my dad.
That's
I wear flannel
hilarious.
pajamas. I can't help it. They freeze me out. Spoiled. Well, Jessica, I went to the beach with my family today. It was very
I love
lovely.
it.
We caught a little crabby. We put it right back with
So
its
cute.
parents. And it was nice because usually it's just my son and I that get to go because Dan Tipton's working so much. But
Hmm.
the request was made that Daddy
I
come, so
love it.
today he came with us. Yeah, it was really
Ah, I
lovely.
love that.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
It's really nice to be able to do things like that with him. Although I would
Yes.
like for all the strikes to end so that my husband can go back to work.
Ah.
Also, to the commercial gods out there, I would like my commercials to run for back to school so that I can
Okay.
survive. Okay. Just gonna put it out there.
Yes.
Hopefully good strides are being made, I hope. It seems like there are some. I don't know. Anyway, what did you do today or this week?
Well, I was very sad because all I ever want to do on the 4th of July is see fireworks. And that is my birthday. And that is the only thing that I ever care about. I'm like, I just want to see fireworks. So I have the luxury of living in a very close proximity to a studio that always has professional fireworks show every
Yeah.
year. Even before I lived here, friends lived in my neighborhood. I'd come over. People park here. It's free. Everybody's so
I went
cool
to
and
your
nice.
I
Yes,
went to your house once for that.
you did. It was
Yeah.
always like, come over. We used to have literally like a open door. It's like from 3 p.m. on, come one, come all. Poor Alan would be outside sweating his life away, grilling all day. Like, because he would be like done, and then somebody'd walk in and be like, "Oh, cool, I'm starving." He'd
Burgers.
be like, "Oh, Jesus."
Oh boy. Yeah.
And then, it was a bunch of comedy peeps. So a girl maybe would bring a friend, but most women are smart enough to like bring a friend that's not a problem and is just going to be like fun and no thing. Guys would walk in with 5 friends that you've never
No.
met, right? And that kind of stuff.
Mm-mm.
So we got real tired of that.
You can't do that. I know we're not ranting yet, but let me just, in case there's anyone out there that doesn't know this, because we went to friend's house for the 4th, and I talked to them 2 days before and said, "Hey,
Right.
we've got someone with no family that asked to be with us. Can we bring them?" And they were like, "Absolutely." But that was one person. And
Of
then she ended up
course.
not coming anyway, so it didn't really matter. But it's like, you can't bring an entourage to someone else's house.
No. I said that too. It's like when I used to own a karaoke machine. I'm like, I never have liked karaoke, but nothing made me hate it more than when I was gifted a machine and it was great until it was expected every time I had people over or a party. And then I would be like, get the fuck out of here. It'd be 2 a.m. It wouldn't be you over there singing
No, Lord,
your
no.
heart out. It would be like, who is that girl? You know what I mean? It'd always be like, get these people the F out of my home now.
Who is that girl?
Oh my
In
God.
my home,
Senorita Josefina, who's that girl?
Love it.
Anyways, Dana, they didn't
No
have the fireworks.
fireworkies.
Okay.
I
So
know.
I was really disappointed. And clearly, I think it was because of the strike, and rightfully so. But it just didn't even occur to me. I'm like, oh, yeah, no fireworks this year. Yeah, the
I
strike.
wouldn't have thought of
Okay.
that either. We
Yep.
saw some from country clubs are always the best bet here.
Sure.
So we saw from a distance. We are not members of any country club, but boy, we'll sit right outside and watch their fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
We've got
You
2 or
saw
3
the country
places that we
club
go.
from the first Karate Kid movie. The Encino
Oh, is
Country
that
Club.
the Encino Country Club is
Mhm.
what we saw. Interesting.
Mhm.
Dave Grohl also had a few of his own fireworks up there in the mountain. He lives up there. We saw some
Ooh.
him doing some stuff.
He got some
Anyway,
bazookas.
Hollywood. He had
What?
some big ones, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too. The fountain of fire was the only one that made me nervous up in that hill,
Oh my God.
but it was fine. We had a great time.
I
Uh,
love
I
it.
hope everybody had a fun and safe 4th.
Yes, yes, yes,
Jessica, would you
yes.
like to tell everybody how to get a hold of us?
Yes, indeed. You guys, please, guys and gals, reach out to us. Reach out and touch someone like that old commercial. Keep in touch with us. You can find us at the Rants and Raves podcast on Instagram and Facebook, on pod on podcast, on TikTok at the Rants and Raves P. We have a YouTube channel. You can find us, our full length episodes, both audio and then the full length video, so you can watch this insanity and every nuanced movement. You can find that on our YouTube channel. You can always send us an email at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com or go to the contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com.
Cool. Yes, thank you,
Thank
Jessica.
you.
And I'll just reiterate again, because every once in a while we have to do this, because we don't have a lot of like advertising power and staying numbers and stuff because we're new on YouTube. Actually, we're not new on YouTube anymore, but we just don't have a
Right.
huge viewing audience on anything other than our shorts. Sometimes our shorts kind of go crazy. So if you are listening, hear this. You can watch our crazy faces on YouTube. You can find us at the
Indeed.
Rants and Raves podcast. So, I actually listen to a lot of podcasts on YouTube, and I think a lot more people are these days because then if something tickles me, I'll do the dishes or
Sure.
fold laundry or whatever. And if something tickles me, I'll look over there, just to see what's going
Totally.
on. I actually had tried to start something, or I was going to start something new for us because we are in separate places. We do have camera options. Um, but I actually talked to Dan Tipton about it, and he was like, I like seeing both of your faces because the way you react to one another kills me. So,
100%.
so I think I may leave it like this. I
I
mean, who's going to
agree.
tell me no? Who's going to tell me no? The 7 people that watch us?
You know what? Watch what you ask for.
Well, that's true. That's
If
true.
it's me, they'll tell me no, all right. Freaking YouTube trolls.
Oh man, YouTube is worse than anywhere. Worse,
It
definitely worse
is.
than Instagram or TikTok can be a little heavy, but YouTube, ooh, it's the Wild West. People are
Yes,
nasty.
it really is. And I'm always like, again, just blown away that I've never occurs to me. Like, if I see something that I hate, I'm like, ugh. I don't then take the time to say you're an idiot or why do you do this? But that's why I just don't care.
I've also never, on something like us, because we're a podcast for fun, like I would like to market us as your best friends. Come hang out with us. Come drink some wine while your girlfriends get crazy for you. You can remain normal and just laugh at how nuts we are, right?
Yep.
So that's how I have never watched something on the internet that was in no way offensive.
Right.
And just had to say something. Like,
No.
like people get so mad at me when I get mad. But men do it all the time. Or like people troll you all the time about your voice, as if we both don't know you have a deep voice. You were born with it. And the things that they get mad about, and I'm like, we literally on our page at the top on our banner it says just for fun. When we talked about, when you said people shouldn't be on their phones, at their mobile phones at work, somebody on YouTube was like, this actually really pisses me off. And I was like, it does? This is the only thing in life pissing you off right now? You are, I think a female, you had a very female name and the picture looked female. I don't want to assume. However, you've lost your rights to your body, but you're mad about something on a fun podcast? I don't get it. I'll never understand. Why don't you get mad about that little girl that dressed as Pocahontas and tied her hands together walking behind a horse? That's something to get mad about. Okay?
Okay. Seriously.
I mean, that was. And it is drama because now they're trying to deny it. And then they're saying it's for the Cherokee people. And then they're saying,
no, it's not.
It's just like cosplay. It's like, nah, y'all knew what you were doing because you hid it from. They hid it from the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce went around and approved everything, and she didn't even have that costume on. So the city was under fire.
We're way past
whatever.
knowing that that's not okay.
It's not okay.
No matter where you live in the country.
We're not a political
Right?
podcast, but that's crazy. And if you're going to get
Yeah.
mad at us for saying, hey, you shouldn't be on your cell phone at work, you might be looking for some other things to be madder about.
No, I know.
Jessica,
Hilarious.
I
Well,
think you're up first for rant.
well, Dana, this is a very short and to the point rant. It is about weird bathroom sinks.
Yeah.
I've never thought about ranting about it, but I've been bothered by them for years. But I saw one today when I was out to lunch, and it really incensed me, and I had to take out my phone in the bathroom and take a picture.
You did.
I went to this gorgeous restaurant. A little boy that I babysit, who's a dear friend, close friend of the family's child. I'm getting to babysit him a good bit this summer, and it is his birthday tomorrow. So today I had him for the whole day, and I said, "Where do you want to go? I'll take you anywhere you want. Like, I'm not going to see you for your birthday. This is your birthday treat." So he chose this place. You're gonna die, because it's so like high end for a kid. But it's a new place.
How old is the kid?
He's 8, but also he wouldn't have known about it. But he was taken to it already by others, so he knows, and he just loved the breakfast burrito.
Okay.
But I'm gonna out this restaurant. The food's outstanding. I got the breakfast burrito too. You could get like a smoked salmon pizza if you want, but they did have the best breakfast burrito I've ever had, for real.
What? Is it a secret?
Oh, the name of the restaurant? No, I'm sorry. It's called Great White. I don't like the name for this place because there's a place in the valley called the Great White Hut. But this is Great White.
On Larchmont?
Yes.
Yeah, I go there quite a bit with my friend Raji. He lives down south, and whenever he comes up, that's his favorite place to go.
Hilarious.
I have to say to you, I always get the breakfast burrito.
Isn't it so good?
It's so good. It really, I don't know why, but it really is so good.
I do know why. Because I'm serious. This is the same reason that a burrito is good when it's done well. It is the perfect size. It's like not obnoxiously big. It's not too puny and narrow, but it's perfectly rolled, and the ratio of ingredients. The number one ingredient, 2/3 of that burrito is eggs. Nobody does that. Yeah, it's normally like 2/3 potato and then a little bit of eggs and whatever. Also, they put like fresh chopped scallions in there and some nice Oaxacan cheese.
Great.
The salsa.
So good.
So this is a beautiful restaurant.
But it's really flavorful. It's also very tiny. So if you live in LA and you want to go, go at a not busy time or make a reservation. Because
there was a line down the street. We got there literally, the place was already full, but they sat us immediately. I think we were the last table, and then that was it. So I'm going to pull up a picture of this sink. So this, back to the problem at hand. I don't like artisanal sinks. Okay. I resent river stones in the bottom of a sink, like a common area sink in a restaurant like they have nowadays. It's like, put the sink in the bathroom. I don't want to walk out of the bathroom with my hands and then go to a sink, and now there's a gentleman standing next to me that looks like my dad, and we're both washing our hands in a trough over river stones.
It took me a minute to get used to that too, but now I'm not so bad. But
hate it. I don't like mosaic sinks. I don't like big slabs of stone cut sinks. I don't like a bowl, a glass bowl where it has like a long spout that falls out into a bowl. Just give me a bloody sink that's deep and that works and that ain't gonna splash anything back or up on me.
Okay, can I ask you a question then?
Yes.
So recently on the internet, there's been a big to-do over
Mm-hmm.
Kim Kardashian's sink. Have you seen it?
No.
Because people wanted to know how it possibly worked because it looks
I
like a
can't.
completely flat countertop, and it's an island. It's on an island, and it looks completely flat, and the water
And it
just
has a
pours
coin
out.
slot?
Uh-huh.
And it has like a coin slot? Well,
Yeah.
that's funny, Dana. I guess Kim got the same fucking sink as Great White.
It's very similar, but she said that Kanye designed hers, so I don't know what
I
to tell
cannot.
you.
I cannot. This I don't
Yeah.
need your faux travertine with a slot for like a Plunko token for if you were on
You just
The
showed
Price
us
is
your whole.
Right.
You got so
I
upset.
know.
You just showed us your whole camera
Oh
roll.
my God, I'm like, oh God, like they were nudes. It's literally 100 pictures of the kid that I was with today. But I really did go. Ah!
You know what's so funny is I have been in that bathroom a million times and I never even noticed. I don't know
I
why.
can't believe you. The slot for the a slot. I've never seen a sink with a slot. It was a
Mhm.
slot, like where you would put a token in to
Yeah.
a subway to get through the
Yeah.
turnstile.
You don't know about subways. We live in LA.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
take
teasing.
the LA subway. I've done it like
Oh,
twice,
no.
and it's been a very, very many years since I've been back.
It's interesting. It's interesting. The only
Mhm.
time we take it is to go to like Pantages or something.
Yeah, no.
You know what I don't like? I don't like a sink that's too tiny. I like to know that if I'm running late and I need to stick my
Mhm.
head in there and wash my hair,
God.
that I can. And you know what? So sad. I don't have one of those sinks, and I get furious when I'm like, I'm in a hurry. I need to wash my hair, and I have gotten on my knees beside the bathtub to
Sure.
wash my hair because I can grab one of those. Oh shoot, they're by one of the feminine lady things, but they have. I want to say Summer's Eve, but that I don't know if that's right or not. But you know those body wipes. If you're like in a hurry, you just go and you clean it.
Summer's Eve is, I believe, a
For
douche company.
coochies.
But
I'm
you might be
aware.
thinking of
But they have.
FDS.
It is definitely not that stinky FDS. I believe Summer's Eve now has. Most of the female things have those body cloths now. I got them from a makeup artist, but you can get them at Target and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, if you need a
Weird.
quick faux bath, you wipe off and then you wash that hair in a sink. If you have one big enough. I'm just making excuses to be as dirty
That's
as
a pipe
possible. I don't know
dream.
why. I
But
know.
you make a great point. That is a bucket list wish dream item. If
Big.
you ever get to build a laundry room, okay, or
That utility sink. My dad's got
I'm
one.
going to get you that utility sink and you're going to
I can
have
bathe
one of
in that
those
thing.
freaking appropriate, like a shower head that you can just,
God, that'd be awesome.
I
mean,
would
really, I
love
should
it.
just prepare ahead of time and shower the night before is probably the real answer. But let's not be picky.
Listen, I have shaved my legs in a sink. I mean, desperate times come for desperate measures.
That's right. Every woman alive knows those desperate measures.
Yes.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Coin slot.
I hate it.
In reproduction travertine, she said. I'm reading exactly what you wrote that I had to use today. She said it's not funny and it is anything but practical. It's not funny, you said. Who's out there laughing at sinks? You're like, this is not a comedy show.
Oh my God. Sometimes I really don't realize how serious I take myself until somebody points it out.
Whatever. You've gotten more than one midnight 3-page email from me that will be a rant at some time. I mean, listen, we all do it. All right. Is there anything else you need to express about how much you
No.
hate ridiculous, not funny, sinks? Come on,
No,
yeah.
and like I said, everything about this place was perfect except for the bathroom sink.
Yeah.
Everything else was perfect.
Also, no, I will say when there are men and women sharing the sink, none of us want to make eye contact. Have you noticed that? We're always
No.
like, it just feels weird. It's
Yeah.
like, I know where my hands have been and I know where your hands have been, and now we're washing them. Don't look at each other. It's weird.
Yeah. There's really only two options. It's either don't look up, don't look up, don't look up, or hey, hey, hey.
Hey, oh,
That weird.
hey, oh, hey, oh. It's so odd.
Yes, yes.
It just sounds, ooh, oh, and a head nod.
The Legend
I
of
don't know.
Greystoke. Ooh.
All right. Oh. What?
Remember when Andy McDowell they hated her performance so much that they dubbed, or her voice, one of the two, but they dubbed over her entire performance in that movie. Do you know that?
Which movie was it?
It's not her voice. Legend of Greystoke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember hearing that.
So weird. Can you imagine? Like, Dana, no, everything's fine. No, you're still in the movie, but we've decided to go with someone completely different as your voice.
Like, I don't get it. She was in a ton of movies. What was wrong with her voice?
That's what I don't understand. She wasn't a horrible actress. It's like, what?
Oh,
I don't get that. When you hear about things that happen on sets, I would imagine so. Yeah. On so many levels.
Yeah, weird. I don't know,
So
but I do know when we started talking about her, both of us started touching our hair. Do you know why?
Because she had that gorgeous hair.
She has that gorgeous hair.
She still does.
I know, it's so memorable.
Yep. Remember she was that older hot woman? No, I don't.
Okay, then. Sorry about it.
I wish. Yeah, I know. I wish. I told Dana I practically put olive oil in my hair before we started because I looked like Kathy Guyswhite, the cartoon. I guess that's the
her last
cartoonist.
name?
I think that was the cartoonist's name, but she named it after herself.
How do you even know that?
Kathy.
How do you know that?
How do I know Kathy? She was one of the most iconic parts of the 80s.
Of course I know Kathy.
Oh. Because even though I've never been into comics or anything like that, this gal, obsessed with the Sunday comics.
Yeah,
my parents always got the Sunday paper, and I'd always dig through it and grab those comics.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, Jill Sambor, our friend in Montreal, I know you'll appreciate this. My granny, who lived her whole life in Montreal, would save up like a month or two worth and send them to my brother and I. The Montreal Gazette, which is the paper there, they did the comics, which all the kids looked at the comics as a separate booklet within their paper. So instead of it being in the big fold-out paper, so do you know what a gem that was? We're like, Granny sent us comics from Canada. Yes.
Oh, that's really cool.
We loved it.
I bet. That's awesome. I love that.
I know.
If you're too young to know who Kathy is.
Kathy and Maxine from Hallmark, the old lady drinking her coffee, smoking a cigarette.
Isn't that you? I'm just kidding.
I'm literally dead.
We are not old, and you don't smoke anymore, so no, not you.
Listen, our friend Chris Tolman did used to call me and another friend, Patty and Selma. Those are Marge's sisters from The Simpsons.
There's something else. I don't know that was a compliment, Jessica.
Oh no, it was not.
I love Chris Tolman. He's the best. That's our friend. Oh, people, here's a Hollywood. Our friend Chris Tallman is on the Thundermans. He's the dad on the Thundermans.
And they just finished shooting a feature film about it.
They
My
did.
nieces are going ballistic because they loved that show and they're obsessed with it. And God bless, Chris made them a little video and they about lost their minds.
Oh my God.
Like,
That's
lost their
like,
minds.
oh yeah. My friend Jeremy Raleigh is on iCarly, and he plays a
Mhm.
very ridiculous character named Lubert, and he's got like a big zit. Like, he's ridiculous. And last year for my niece's birthday, he made a video for her, and oh, she lost her mind.
Oh,
Never
I
mind
love
that Aunt
that.
Dana. That Aunt Dana is occasionally on thing. Nope. Lubert. So cute.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. So should I get into mine?
Yes. Let's
This is
do
kind
it.
of like a real one. So I'm going to try and be
Mm.
serious. This is a rant from a listener at our Happy Valley show. I think this might be our last one. So
Mhm.
send in your rants, y'all. People who say they are sorry but don't mean it. Why are you apologizing if you're
Mm.
just going to do the same thing over again? Are you just apologizing in order to stay in my good graces, but you really don't care that you upset me? Do I matter to you at all? So I hear a little bit of pain in that one, and it makes me kind of sad. So I do want to address it. Um, there's varying levels of I would say I won't go so far as to overuse the term narcissistic, but toxic. People who
Mhm.
have some somewhat toxic behaviors. And a lot of times I do think that in their brains, they do think that they are apologizing. But, actions speak
Yes.
louder than words. And oftentimes, with a very toxic person, if you keep forgiving every time they say, I'm sorry, then you have adjusted your boundaries for them and they are well aware of it and they will take
Yes.
advantage of that. So there's a couple of different categories. I think there are some people who just think that they are appeasing you to move on
Mhm.
through the tough time and that that's enough. Then there are some people who just say it to trick you, I think. But I think the worst ones to me, the most damaging ones, are the ones who apologize without sincerity, even in their words. I've talked before.
Mhm.
I am a very words are very important to me, and it is a character flaw. It hurts me a lot, but I take words very literally, and
Mhm.
especially when someone salt and peppers in some words that don't go necessarily with what they mean. So
Uh-huh.
in the case of an apology, it sounds something like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's not an apology. That's not
Yep.
apologizing or taking ownership of your own behavior and that you may have hurt someone else with your words. That is saying, I'm sorry that you took my words that way and decided
Yes.
what they mean for you. Well, yeah,
Exactly.
because that's what they mean for you too. You're saying, I'm sorry that you reacted poorly to what I said. Well, that's not an apology. So
Mhm.
I'm talking this whole time. Feel free to jump in. It's just something that really triggers me. Don't say sorry if you don't mean it. I would rather you not, because then you're
Totally.
insincere, you're untrustworthy. I will watch your
Yes.
actions. If you
What you
speak,
say is, I'm sorry I hurt you.
yes,
I'm sorry that I made you feel that you weren't important or that I
yes.
didn't respect you, whatever it
And if you are
is.
not
Not,
true to your word, if you keep having to apologize, that's because you haven't adjusted your behavior. So you must not have meant it to
yes.
begin with, because an apology comes with an adjustment.
Mhm.
And listen, there's two sides of the coin. So if someone is I don't want to say too much. Nobody is too much, but if someone is, we talk about social vampires. There are some
Right.
people who just take and take and take. And in
Oh
that
my god,
case,
yes.
you kind of have to probably
Mhm.
separate and draw some boundaries or whatever. But when you have
Yep.
someone who keeps having to apologize for poor behavior but does nothing to change it, then they probably don't mean it. And
Yes.
it's just lip service. And for me, that means, like, where I get tripped up, I go, you are not a person of your word. You are disingenuous. and I don't want
Mm-hmm.
you in my inner circle. That,
Yes.
that's just me. I try to abide by that myself as well. When I hear
Mm-hmm.
someone say to me, you've hurt my feelings or what you said hurt my feelings, I actually want to know why. I want to go, okay, how? So that I don't repeat it. The last thing I want to do is hurt
Yes.
someone's feelings who I care about. And
I know.
that's what I would ask you to think about when you're thinking about this person who continuously apologizes. They're continuously hurting you. And
Mm-hmm.
would you do that to someone you love?
Right.
Listen, I'm not a therapist. I'm not trained in any way. I'm just saying how I respond to that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if you have to say you're sorry too many times, or if you don't say you're sorry when I'm telling you, that's another thing people do when you say, what you said or what you did
Mm-hmm.
actually hurt my feelings. It actually
Yes.
hurt me. If they don't feel the need to apologize for hurting me, then that means that they're probably not my friend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care, even if I knew I was 100% in the right, but someone said, yeah, but the way you presented it hurt me. I would
Mm-hmm.
absolutely want to figure out, okay, Dana, you cannot respond in that way to someone. And it's
Mm-hmm.
specifically this person, I don't ever want to
Yes.
hurt somebody I care about. So I'll leave it at that. But Jessica, what are your feelings on it?
No, it's like such a oddly and timely. I actually opened up exactly to this page because there was like a something else included in there, but a friend dropped off a book for me in like a bag for my birthday, and it's a book of prosperity, and I love
Mhm.
it, and I can't wait to read it, especially because it's like not an overwhelming book. It's like something I could sit and read through the whole
Yeah.
thing, but definitely something good to even just pick up, really just read one page and maybe focus on that, right?
Hmm.
But the page was about uh being sorry,
Hmm.
and it said, instead of blah 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 blah, try this. And it said to say, and to even say it just to yourself and to repeat it. uh I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you.
Hmm.
It's so simple.
Hmm.
It's 4 lines. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I
Hmm.
think also it was meant for someone also to use that within themselves as
Yeah, to
well,
yourself. Yeah.
which is very interesting. And I don't think most of us do, right?
Hmm.
And I'm not trying to turn it into something about being like kind to yourself. I just thought it was very interesting. So
Hmm.
this book, and I don't have it with me, but well,
That's
I'll post
interesting that
it.
you say that because I have apologized to myself before, because I have a real, real severe problem with negative self talk in my brain. And it's
Yes.
something from childhood. So it's like
Yeah.
anybody in the world could tell me I'm the most amazing human ever, but my
You can't hear
brain,
it.
yeah, my brain doesn't say that. And so I struggle with that a lot. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty open. Like I've struggled with depression and things like that. And I think a lot
Sure.
of times all of those things are rooted in negative self-talk. And it's like when you self-deprecate, I say to you, don't talk to my friend like that.
I
And I'm trying
know.
to get better about that to myself. So I have apologized to myself for tearing myself down. Sometimes right
Mm-hmm.
after something really big and trying my hardest
Yes.
to find every little flaw that I did on a job or meeting
Mm-hmm.
someone or whatever. And so what I do is if I have something big that I know I'm going to probably tear myself down about, whether I want to or not, it's just how my brain is programmed at this point in my life. I don't know why. I'm working on it. But, you know, I will plan something after, or I will call someone. I'll call my dad just to chat, or I'll plan a coffee with a friend just to
Mm-hmm.
distract my brain from doing that, or I'd be apologizing to myself all the time.
Sure.
That's just being open and real. Um,
Yep.
it hurts just as bad from someone else as it does from
Absolutely.
yourself. So, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
apologies. That's an interesting one. I hope
Mm-hmm.
if you're listening, I hope that you found some peace with that and that knowing that you
Me
may
too.
have to draw some boundaries for yourself, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's always
Totally.
okay. Sometimes some people are in our life for a season, because we're all growing at different rates and we're all going through different
Mm-hmm.
things. And so sometimes people fall out of your life. Sometimes they fall out for a season and come back. You just
Right.
never know. But always try and make sure that you're protecting your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've got some real bad suicide rates in the world today. So be
Yeah,
careful. Be careful, y'all. Reach out.
indeed.
I think we're ready for a cleansing breath after that
Oh,
one,
we
right?
sure are.
I mean, you got riled up enough about the sink. That's what I love about our show. Sometimes we rant or talk about the silliest of things, and then other times they're a little
Indeed.
more important. And this person, I hear some pain in that. So I hope you found some peace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is a staple of our show. This is part of what I love. This is our cleansing
Mm-hmm.
breath. We get out all the angsty rants and feelings and all of that, and we take a deep breath in, blow it all out, all that frustration, and fill up the rest of the show with goodness and funnies and raves and blah blah blah. So if you're alone, I always encourage you to scream it out. Just get some of it out. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're not, at least take a moment to take this breath with us, okay? You'll feel better, I promise. Let's take a deep breath in. And I have to breathe again because I don't know what I did wrong. Do I usually talk while I breathe? I don't know. Give me 1 second. Feel free to join me. Okay, I needed that. Jessica, you're up first
Amazing.
for corners. Were you peeping at me?
No. Did
Oh,
I
you
actually
weren't?
close my breath? Close my eyes that time.
Well, I've gotten used
Halfway.
to.
Like halfway
Oh,
through I closed it.
well, that's good. Whatever you want to do. At first, I was like, Jessica, close your eyes. It's weird. Like people kissing with their eyes open. But now I'm like, nah, that's how she gets hers. Like, that's how you get your relaxes. So I just shut up. It ain't none of my business how you breathe.
This is a what
What?
corner from our resident contributor Spooky at Oddity Central.
Love it.
A
Love
New
Spooky.
Zealand woman who had a small chicken bone lodged in her throat claims she was prescribed an interesting remedy by an emergency room doctor. Lots of coke.
Cane. Cocaine.
Beth Brash. We're going to see if they mean the cocaine up the nose or the
Cocaña?
Coca-Cola down the hatch.
Okay.
Beth Brash recently sat down with New Zealand magazine Stuff to tell the unusual story of how she managed to get rid of the chicken bone stuck in her neck. It all started when she visited her favorite Wellington restaurant and tried their new chicken dish. To be fair, the staff there asked if she was all right with bones. And having visited multiple countries where serving meat on the bone was considered normal, she wasn't put off by it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, while eating the spicy dish, the young woman started experiencing a kind of tickling in her throat, which turned out to be a piece of chicken bone. Although alarmed by the sensation, Brash decided not to make a scene in the restaurant and even fought through the pain the entire weekend, assuming it would eventually go away.
No, that's your body telling you something is wrong.
Oh my god.
Also, girl, you aren't chewing enough. If you swallowing a bone, you need to chew a little more, right? I don't want to be rude, but you need to get some more chew on there.
It's so weird. I know. I'm very sensitive to that. Let's see. It did not go away, so she went to the ER first thing on Monday morning. She was informed that she did in fact have a small piece of chicken bone lodged in her throat, but the ENT specialist told her it wasn't a cause for concern. Okay. The spicy chicken aficionado was relieved to learn that her situation wasn't serious, but she still expected to undergo an invasive procedure to have the bone removed. Instead, the ER department simply advised her to drink 4 cans of Coca-Cola to dissolve the piece of bone.
Okay. So I went cocaña. I'm wrong. Okay, Coca-Cola, because that'll clean your toilet.
That is horrifying. I know. It'll clean a penny.
Yeah. I don't drink Coca-Cola. It's strong.
It's
Did it
so
work?
bad.
You have to keep reading. I'm so invested.
To her amazement, she started feeling better the next morning, and by the following day, she was back to normal. That human Drano for your body clears it out, the corrosiveness. That's what I found really interesting, she says. Really interesting? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, not a
Seriously.
sponsor, obviously, but
okay. Beth Rush herself conducted an experiment, leaving chicken bones in Coke for a few days and watching them break down. There is also a UK study that suggests the fizzy drink could help dislodge bones from people's throats by causing them to disintegrate.
whoa.
That's a sign that we don't need to be putting that in our bodies.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Holy
I think
crap.
that's a sign. Ooh, man, a chicken bone. I made up a song once.
Dissolving bone.
Jessica,
That's
I
like
made up a
something you
song.
do with a body in a vat of acid in Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Jesus.
Don't give anybody ideas, Jessica.
Gonna put me in a vat of Coca-Cola. You're gonna have to need about 300 2-liters. So good luck.
Can I sing you my song I made up one time?
Yes.
And I've remembered it forever, and I occasionally sing it to Dan Tipton, but I wouldn't say he enjoys it.
Oh my
So
god.
one time I was in my pajamas and I came walking in. I don't even know how to do my legs. Here I go trying to use my fingers again. This is why y'all need
Oh
to
my
be on
god,
YouTube.
I'm dead. I'm already
So
dead.
I was like yanking up my legs like this, one at a time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I was in pajamas, no
Like
bra.
a can
it was not,
girl.
kind of, but inwards instead of like awkwardly in instead of out. Does that make sense? So here's my 2 legs. Y'all got to see this. Go to YouTube. Also, my nails need to be painted so bad.
They look so cute. They're like pale pink. They're lovely.
I know, but they're growing out because I keep my fingers like little nubs, my nails.
No, man.
Anyway, so the kicks, instead of out like a can, I was doing them in towards my knees. Okay. Like that. And I sing this song for him. I got the bones of a chicken, the bones of a chicken in a bucket. I got the bones of a chicken, the bones of a chicken, the bones of a chicken in a bucket. Always remembered his face when I did that. If I do it now, he's like, he kind of rolls his eyes. The first time I did it, he couldn't have been more horrified. He didn't know why I was singing it, and I did have chicken bones in a bucket.
Dana. Oh my god.
Face, his eyes were the size of $50, and he was just staring at me like, did I marry this woman and procreate with her? Anyway, that's my story. Was it a good one?
Oh my god. I love it.
Stupid. Okay.
I need to see that dance, young lady.
Oh, you'll see it. I'll proudly show you if you want. Okay. I have a what the what corner. Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
A Chinese manufacturing company has come under fire for allegedly firing employees who can't finish a 5K, which is a 3-mile for us Americans, race in 30 minutes because they, quote, lack hard-working spirit. I'm going to go out on a limb and
you
say
and I would both be unemployed.
I don't want to be mean to you, but I'm going to assume.
I hope China has unemployment because we need to sign up. Because what?
Yeah, you lack hardworking spirit if you can't run 3 miles in 30 minutes. Mr. Liu, he lives in China's Jiangsu province, filed a lawsuit against his former employer for wrongful termination after allegedly being
Yes.
fired for not being able to run 3 miles in 30 minutes at 40 degrees Celsius. Oh God, which is 104 degrees Fahrenheit. 104? They're supposed to be running?
Absolutely not.
Lou apparently applied for a job at a mechanical parts factory, and after passing a series of practical tests that involved electric welding and gas cutting, he was announced that he had gotten the job. After paying for a medical examination out of his own pocket, boo, Mr. Lou started working at the company in a maintenance position. Little did he know he still had one more big test to pass. Just days after getting hired, Mr. Lou was informed by a company executive that he would have to participate in a long distance running test. I'm laughing because it's so crazy. His
I can't
colleagues
believe it.
this is the worst too. His colleagues warned him that this was not a joke and that failing to run the entire distance in the allotted time would almost surely get him fired. Lou didn't even have time to train. And to make matters worse, on the day of the test, it was 40 degrees outside, 40 degrees Celsius, which I said in America, that's 104. Lou claims that after running about 800 meters in the hot sun, he started experiencing heat stroke like symptoms and gave up. Yeah, because people do have heat stroke. Ay, ay, ay.
It's awful.
Yeah. Instead of finishing the race, he simply went back to work. And although no one said anything to him at the time, the very next day, he was notified that he had failed his probation period. That's part of your probation? Oi, oi, oi.
Wow.
The unnamed company, let's name them. You're going to have rules like that. Let's name you. The unnamed company explained that new employees need to complete the 5-kilometer long distance run within 30 minutes, and failing to do so meant that they did not meet the employment conditions of hard-working spirit. That's in quotes. However, Mr. Liu did not take his termination lying down. Instead, he took the company to court, claiming that they had failed to inform him of the need to pass the physical fitness test before hiring him. Therefore, his termination was illegal as well. The Suzhou Intermediate People's Court agreed with Leo's assessment of the situation and ordered the company to pay him over $7,000. It's $1,000 as compensation.
Wow.
1,000 American dollars.
That's
crazy. But
nothing.
also, I would be so worried for him that there would be some kind of company retaliation. You know,
totally.
What would come down from above would make me nervous. Anyway, that is a what the what?
It just seems really weird.
You're not going to tell them
I know.
beforehand? And that the other employees are like, it's no joke, man. Why are you making them run in the heat like that? Get them on a treadmill. I mean, all of it's weird because it sounds like to me
they're not firemen.
No,
they're
that's
not
what I was
first
going to
responders,
say.
which
That's
that
what
would
I
be
was gonna
awful for
say.
them too. But I can see that where it's like you're going to be in temperatures a whole lot hotter and running up 10 flights of stairs. Can you do this? That's awful, but that's reality.
But also, he's working at a mechanical parts factory. He's welding and gas cutting. Like
I know.
You're not running. I had a bunch of uncles that were welders. My dad could weld. None of them were doing 3-mile races in 30 minutes before they went to build a doom buggy. I mean, that's what they were welding for. I grew up. There's somebody welding all the time, building doom buggies and everything else in the garage when I was outside playing.
Alan is obsessed with that. And if you knew the amount of people that he has told about your dad, because I've told you so many times, like how taken he was with him. He's like, and you know what I really respect, like he didn't have certain things growing up, and he and his brothers just made them.
They did.
And he was talking about the doom buggy. He's obsessed.
We always had a doom buggy when I was growing up. Summer nights, we'd go out, especially before the girls were born when I was an only child. It was
okay. Yes.
Yeah, and we'd go out. Oh my God.
How
This is
fun.
so off topic, but can I tell you, y'all know we had the supermoon this week.
Yeah. Oh, it
And
was so
so
amazing.
wasn't it incredible? And I had put it in my calendar and then forgot about it. And my
Hmm.
son was already in bed. And I was like, I don't care because I have so many fond memories of my parents
Yes.
getting us out of bed, letting us stay in our jammies, grabbing a pillow, and getting in the car to go
Hmm.
watch eclipses or full moons. I just
Yes.
have so many, and it felt
That's so
naughty because we
fun.
were like, we're supposed to be sleeping, and we were in the car in our pajamas,
Yes.
like everything about it. And the
I
seat
love
was
it.
down because, it was the 80s. The seats were down, so
Yes.
we were like laying on all of our
Of
blankets.
course.
And then we had a hatchback, and we opened it up when we got where we were going to go and just look. So I yanked my kid out of bed and took him out to see
So
it.
fun. I'm sure he
And
loved it.
he did. We both went in our jammies. I didn't even have on
Aw.
boulder holder. I was like, whatevs, it's nature, it's night, let's get out. We did it.
Exactly.
Raw and wild, we went out there looking at that super moon.
I love it. That's so funny. Alan and I did that too. Like really late. He was like, "Oh my God, come out here. You have to see the moon."
Yeah.
And we were
We
both
got in
already
the
in our
car
pajamas. We
because,
just went out there and we were like, "What?"
well, we went in the backyard, we couldn't see it. We went in the front yard, we couldn't see it because it was so
Hmm.
big and so low, we couldn't
Yes.
see it yet.
It
So we
was
just drove
low.
up. We got on the 405 so that we could see
Oh,
it.
that's smart.
Yeah, we
No,
had
that's really
excellent view.
smart.
And then we pulled off on Burbank at one of the parking lots there
Hmm.
and got out. There was
Oh,
another lady there
fun.
with her son. And we were all just looking at the moon. It was nice.
I love that.
Anyway, sorry for
It's
that
magical.
sidebar.
No,
I
that's a
know,
lovely
right?
memory. That's magical.
I guess I want to say to people, like, I've been encouraging people lately, make some
Do
corner, like some
that.
touchstone memories like that. Like my kids went, like
Yes.
my crazy mother got me out of bed to go see
Uh-huh.
the superman. But I remember those things, and it's
Of
fond
course.
memories.
Yes.
Anyway, do something
Those are the
crazy,
important
y'all.
ones.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Do
love it.
something. Do something that you wouldn't
That's
normally
rave
do.
worthy.
Yeah, yeah. All right, you're
It
up first for
is. I'm
raises.
serious. Doing stuff like that with kids is just major. Give them experiences.
I know, right?
Seriously.
Because
It's
man,
not the
I
other
remember that
crap.
stuff.
Yes, that's what's important.
Hmm. Yep.
Well, this is a lovely rave.
This is the best part of our show.
It is, according to Dana, not according to a friend of ours who has never once listened to the raves.
Interesting.
She said she has no
There,
interest.
yeah, there are a lot of people who have told me that. I mean,
Well, I hope you can sleep at night. That's all I can say.
I'm going to ask too as soon as we're off air.
You know what Jessica said about you? Oh
And
my
she said
God.
she hopes you can sleep at night. Okay. Here we go.
This is a very small grassroots organization that I found, and they are entering their third year. And it is so wonderful. Dana and I are both big fan of books in general and reading with kids. Is that a sneeze?
I thought I was going to duck out of frame.
You sounded
and
like
do
a
it
duck
quietly.
call. I was like, Meh.
It went through my nose so hard.
Ow,
It kind of
ow,
hurt.
ow, ow,
It was
ow.
like an owie snort.
Just let it out. If you have to sneeze, like, let it out. Do not ever try to stifle a sneeze. I've tried to, and yeah, it's not good.
It didn't feel good. My eyeballs pressed against my eyelids. All right, continue.
Oh my God. This organization is called Start Lighthouse. You can find them at www.startlighthouse.org. Founded in Bronx, New York, Start Lighthouse is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to advancing childhood literacy through a social justice lens.
Oh.
Childhood literacy is an everyone, everywhere problem. This is especially the case in the Bronx area, where 70% of students do not read proficiently. That is a
What?
staggering, horrifying statistic.
Oh my
70%.
God.
The biggest barrier to literacy in the Bronx area, big shocker, access to books. This is so weird because I didn't even correlate this when we were talking about this in the green room dump, but Dana and I were just talking about this very thing. And what if every child, regardless of their ability or socioeconomic background, was given the same tools, resources, guidance, and education as everyone else did,
That
as the
does not
privileged
happen.
do?
Correct.
It does not. So that makes me very sad.
It makes me angry
I'm
as well.
Yes, there's no reason for it.
No.
Oh, since its founding in March 2020, Start Lighthouse has distributed more than 21,015 brand new multicultural books with a value of more than $400,385.
Wow.
That is very impressive for a small group just getting off the ground. Start Lighthouse addresses the literacy crisis by creating compelling, rewarding reading programs for children and families. Our method includes literary adventures hosted in conjunction with partner public schools to build home libraries and foster a sense of book ownership. Diverse representation in the books, major. We distribute so students see themselves in what they read, and creating permanent spaces in partner public schools to support literacy development for students as well as family members and caregivers. Yes.
Wow.
Love it. Start Lighthouse rehabilitates abandoned libraries and partner public schools, establishing permanent homes for its programming and representing a significant step in reviving unused library spaces across the Bronx. So that means that these libraries just got left to die. They clearly had no more funding. I bet they didn't even have budgets to have librarians in there. That kills me. The library at my elementary school, and I went to just like a very a country day school, we'd call it, right? But like a real cute elementary school that was in my subdivision, which was literally like 14 neighborhoods made up Martin's Landing where I lived. And everybody that lived in Martin's Landing went to Esther S. Jackson Elementary School. And our library was so amazing. The amount of books we had was astounding, and coolest part ever, they had a decommissioned clawfoot tub. So if you were lucky enough to get in there at the right time, you could curl up in that tub that was filled with pillows and read yourself a book.
Oh, I love that.
I loved
school
it.
library was not bad, but also if there was something I couldn't find at my school library, I had public libraries.
Correct.
I could go find it in.
Yep. Our parents took us there to get the encyclopedias and whatnot at the public library.
Yeah.
For projects and whatnot.
Yeah.
I could go on and on about it.
Didn't we just talk about all the resources that libraries... Am I crazy?
Yes.
I've been talking about
last
it a
week
lot.
We were talking about it because you went to the public library. Yes.
That's right. All of that. You can check out a pass for national parks. Like all of these, you can, I told you about all of the computers and equipment and editing software and all this stuff. Like these are the things that these children are missing out on.
It's
Why do
critical.
I have access to that and kids don't?
I know. It's horrible.
Breaks my heart and it makes me angry because I would imagine that it's for socioeconomic reasonings, and that's unacceptable to me. That's unacceptable to me.
I hate it. If you are in the Bronx area, but even if you are not anywhere within the vicinity of New York, consider going to check out their website. I know that we all know how hard teachers work, and that there are so many teachers in this country that use their own money. They're already not paid diddly squat, use their own money to buy necessities and also just additional enrichment for their classrooms. No teacher should have to do that. A few years ago, my friend put up a wish list for a friend of hers, a woman I never met, but she was like, this woman is incredible. She's a teacher. She is trying to start a library at their school. And I was like, boom, not even a question. Went on Amazon. You could order, I mean, there's books that are $6, right? And I ordered a few of the books on the list and had them shipped. I was like, that's the least that I could do to help with a library getting started. So seriously, get involved with your local library. Donate when you can. Donate used books. That's always incredible. The libraries around our neighborhoods that we have.
Yeah, or your time. They're always looking for people. If you have a skill that you can share or to read to, on Saturdays and things like that.
Absolutely.
I love that this, it says that they've impacted 5,117 students in the Bronx just in 3 years. That's so great. And also, I love that they've distributed 21,015 brand new multicultural and culturally responsive books, because in that area, especially, representation matters.
Major.
It matters for these babies. Whether it matters to you or not, it matters to them. Okay? We need to wake up. I love that. Do they have a website?
It's so cool. Yes. Startlighthouse.org.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that, Jessica.
Yes.
All right. Well, I have a pretty good rave too. Are you ready?
Yes, you do.
This is sea trees, SEA, as in the ocean. You can find them at trees.org. Sea Trees is a program of the 501c3 nonprofit Sustainable Surf that plants, protects, and restores blue carbon coastal ecosystems around the world to reverse climate change. Well, that's something we need. We develop coastal restoration projects, also known as blue carbon projects, across 5 ecosystem types: mangrove forests, kelp forests, seagrass meadows, coral reefs, and coastal watersheds. What's a coastal watershed?
I am embarrassed to say I don't totally know, and I know that the town of Cambria is on their own coastal watershed, and that's why they are always at
do you want to look it up while I keep reading?
Like a critical. Yep, sure.
Okay, cool. Sea Trees funds this work through donations from brands and individuals who are committed to reversing climate change and creating sustainable livelihoods for local communities. We partner with local nonprofit organizations at each project location to manage the restoration and protection work being done, providing a vast array of critical benefits to both the people and environment. Blue carbon refers to carbon stored in coastal and marine ecosystems, including wetlands, kelp forests, mangrove forests, seagrass. You're repeating yourself, article. Commonly known as blue carbon ecosystems, they sequester and store large quantities of blue carbon in both the plants and sediment below. They're found on every continent except Antarctica. Sea Trees develops coastal restoration projects across 5 blue carbon ecosystems. Mangrove forests are being lost at a rate of 2% per year, and these critical ecosystems are 5 times more effective at storing carbon than tropical forests. Wow. Kelp can sequester 200 million tons of carbon dioxide per year by absorbing CO2 from both the atmosphere and the ocean, and exporting large portions of biomass out into the deep sea, sinking it to the deep ocean permanently. Each year, 10% of kelp primary productivity is permanently sequestered. Wow.
Insane.
Blue carbon. That's interesting. I didn't know. I didn't realize about that. I learned something new. And that it's also such a
fascinating. Like, we know that trees and whatnot survive on carbon dioxide, and that's why trees are so. But it's like I never ever thought about it with something like kelp.
No, me
ever.
either. Not at all.
It's pretty crazy. I did find out what a coastal watershed is.
Oh, okay.
Coastal watersheds begin with the streams and rivers that ultimately flow to the coastal areas. Coastal
Oh,
watersheds include upstream areas, estuaries, beaches, nearshore waters, and offshore habitats such as coral reefs. The watershed is the area of land that drains or sheds water into a specific receiving water body, such as a lake or river. As rainwater or melted snow runs downhill in the watershed, it collects and transports sediment and other materials and deposits them into the receiving water body.
interesting.
So I think that's Cambria only gets their water from what is in their immediate area. They are not on the public water system, if you will, that San Luis Obispo County is on.
Gotcha.
So when you're in Cambria, because it's such a small town and they are literally rolling hills meets the ocean, they tell you when you're showering, please put soap in your hair, turn off the water, wash your hair, and then put it back on. Yes.
Yeah. I don't do that with washing hair, but brushing teeth and stuff, I never was that person till I moved to LA.
Same. Now I
Yeah.
do it, and I do it everywhere. I'm like, oh yeah, even if it's not a drought, why would we just let the water?
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. I raised my son that way. He doesn't know any different. But I think that's
Right?
good. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh boy. Wow. Okay, well let me tell you one more
Mhm.
time. It's CSEA-trees.org. That's where you can find them.
Love
Love
it.
that. Climate change is real and it's a problem.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Just
it
gonna go on
is.
record saying that.
Just gonna
Whee!
go on record repeating what I saw multiple times today, that yesterday was the hottest day recorded in Earth's history. Meaning, as long as we've been recording, hottest day on record around the
Like
world.
I was gonna say, around the world,
Temperatures
average.
around the world off the
Wow.
charts. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yippers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We gotta fix it, y'all, if we want to still live here. Because I'll tell you who's not
Yeah.
taking all of us to space. None of these billionaires. They're just trying to get away from us. Okay? So we need to kick it in gear, people.
Yes.
Jessica,
Dana,
I think that's a show.
I think it
Do you
is.
tell everybody how to get a hold of us again?
Yes, please find us, reach out to us on the Ranting and Raves podcast at Instagram and Facebook. You can find us on TikTok at the Ranting and Raves podcast, call sign the Ranting and Raves P. You can find us on our YouTube channel, the Ranting and Raves podcast. You can send us a direct email at the Ranting and Raves podcast at gmail.com, or go to our website, hit the contact button, www.therantingandravespodcast.com.
Why are we so sneezy?
Oh my God.
I was trying to pull up my point to ponder so I didn't misquote myself.
And then I sneezed in your face, virtually in your face.
I had to look up because I was like, what is happening? Is something biting me?
Oh my God.
You crunched yourself up and went.
I know.
Oh my God, that was too funny. Bless you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Oh boy. Okay, well, I did find my point to ponder.
Okay.
It's actually really, really weird. I took this picture last Saturday at 4:32 p.m. and
Oh wow.
not knowing what our show was going to be about. So
Mhm.
anyway, Jessica, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. I got to say I
Thank
love
you, lady.
thinking about you on the 4th of July. I don't know why. In my
Thank
mind,
you.
the whole country's celebrating you.
You're so
Which I
sweet.
love. We will be back next week, Jessica. I
Yes, we
had a blast with
will.
you as usual. Thank you for waiting
Same,
for me
lady.
to wash the ocean off of my body. I appreciate it.
I wasn't joking. I'm like, why did she go through all the trouble to not only shower but like really get presentable? Because she looked beautiful. I'm telling you, from someone who saw what you looked like, I'm like, you should have
Aw,
just waltzed right on in. You did. You
thanks,
look beautiful now,
Jessica.
but now you look like. Told her she looked like Mary Jane from Spider-Man.
Ooh, I'll take it. I love me some Spider-Man.
Seriously.
All right, Jessica, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
This was my point to ponder, so I've got it here. Oh, you didn't
Okay.
see any of that.
I did not.
The words we speak have the power to uplift, inspire, and heal. Choose your words carefully, for they can make a significant impact on others. I'm going to read it real quick again and then we'll be out of here, all right?
Yes,
The words you speak have the power to uplift, inspire, and heal. Choose your words carefully, for they can make a significant impact on others. So,
that's right.
really kind of hits what we talked about earlier, doesn't it? It's so weird when, what do they call that? Kismet?
Yes.
It's so strange when that happens. Anyway, be careful with your words. I'm talking to myself too. You know what I mean?
Do it.
All right, Jessica, we'll be back next week. You're great. You're fun. We're out.
You are a delight, my friend. Have a lovely evening.
Oh, I'm going to get crazy with some grapes diet Sprite. Tastes like sweet tarts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, bye.
Bye.